Coming up here on GMA, we're in Eufaula, Alabama. Right behind me, one of the buildings damaged across the South. So many states, 10 reported tornadoes, more than 200,000 customers without power. We're talking damaging winds in excess of 82 miles per hour. A lot to clean up, but we're not done. Flash flood watches all over the deep South, and then a new pocket of severe storms to talk about, and incredible hail, large hail possible again today. So we'll get into all that forecast and the extreme heat for deep Texas through the weekend. That and so much more right here on GMA.
Plus, San Antonio drivers are ready for the end of construction along St. Mary's. Why businesses there say it's too late to undo the damage caused by delays. And up next, a lot of Juneteenth events are coming up, celebrating the day when word finally reached the enslaved people of Texas that they were free. Why you won't have to go far to celebrate in San Antonio. And Stephen has some important information on the roads just ahead in about 2 minutes. Plus, Mike will show us how many 100-plus degree days are ahead of us.
This morning on GMSA, San Antonio police are searching for the suspect in a deadly shooting on the city's north side. What we have learned about the victim and who else is on the run. Plus,
new numbers show signs inflation is cooling as the Federal Reserve holds off on raising its benchmark interest rate this month. I'm ABC's Justin Finch on why that pause may only be temporary.
Taking a live look outside with Live Cam, the summer heat continues and Mike says it's not going away.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, San Antonio. I'm Jonathan Cotto. It's 6 a.m. on your Thursday, June 15th.
thank you for starting your morning with us, and we hope you're prepared with iced coffee this morning. Yes. It's another day for that, and even more so. I mean, we were all talking this morning, and Mike as well, that when you step outside, you could just feel that humidity right away. Oh, yeah. It was almost, even though we know to expect it, it was still almost a shock.
Yeah, talking about it's one thing when you're inside, but then when you get out in it, and if you thought yesterday was humid, it's even more humid today. I mean, some of the highest humidity numbers we've seen around here in a long time. And yesterday, one thing benefit was we stayed at 93 thanks to the humidity and that cloud cover. I think we stayed right below 100 today, but it is going to continue to, as the ground dries out, we'll have less humidity in the afternoon. That's going to allow things to heat up easier. So, I mean, no matter how you slice it, it's still going to stay very, very hot. Here's the view from Brook City Base, and like yesterday, you can't hardly see the skyline. There's the Alamo Dome right there, and I think right in there maybe Tower of the Americas, but yeah, all this humidity, and it's just that hazy look out there. 81 is the actual air temperature, 82 Castroville, upper 70s Hill Country. Then you factor in these numbers, and these are some of the highest overall dew points we've seen around here that I can actually remember. Dew point was up to, well, it's at 81 in Castroville as of right now. It was up to 79 here in town just a couple of hours ago. That's the situation out there at Randolph. So heat index, what it feels like, 92 right now, Castroville, 88 at Canyon Lake at the airport, 86 Randolph, Port SA. Just ridiculously high humidity when you step outside, as we've been talking about. Heat advisory, no surprise here, has been extended through tomorrow night, and we've got the excessive heat warnings down here to the southeast, where heat index readings are going to be 115, approaching almost 120 in some areas down there around Live Oak, B counties. So, boy, just if you're outside at all, lots of shade, lots and lots of water. 98 high temperature. Of course, it'll feel hotter than that. Well, Jonathan kind of hinted to it. No relief in sight. How hot will it be, though, this weekend? Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, any problems?
You know, Mike, I think about those tech stock crews out there working in these hot conditions. Yep. So hopefully everyone's doing okay. Remember, they're working to improve the roadways. It doesn't make it any easier when weather's that hot. But thankfully, things are looking pretty cool over here on the roadways. Let's get a look around 1604 at Marbach. Maybe just getting a little bit busier as traffic is picking up, but not spotting a whole lot of major issues. But as I mentioned a little bit earlier, earlier, the stalls seem to be the big problem, at least for right now. We've seen a lot of them, and it looks like more are being reported by TxDOT. Let's take a first look here, right over 1604 at Marbach. We have a stall reported in the southbound lanes there. This is not causing an issue for drivers, but be on the lookout again as we have a TxDOT Hero truck that will make the scene there shortly, and make sure that you give them plenty of room to move over or slow down. Over on the opposite side of town, just a little bit past 35, we do have another stall vehicle at Retama Parkway in those southbound lanes. Again, not causing so much an issue for drivers, but still, you got to check those vehicles before you get out there. Quick look at some of these travel times. I-10 westbound, if you're heading in from Seguin, well, you're still in the green, 32 minutes at this hour. 87 northbound, if you're traveling in from Livonia, should be about a 33-minute commute. And for our friends down in Floresville, 29 minutes to the Alamo City. Back here, as we have these TransGuide cameras on rotation, you can see the traffic is getting a little bit busier there at 35 at Von Army. North and southbound lanes have a lot more folks, and at 35 at Somerset, maybe look a little bit quieter, but we'll watch the roads closely, and as always, make sure you do the same. Guys.
You, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police say one person is dead after he was shot multiple times late last night. It happened around 10 last night in the 400 block of Tree Line Park. That's near Sunset Road and Broadway. Now, police say the victim and his girlfriend were at an apartment when a man started talking about the victim's girlfriend. That's when police say the man left, came back with a gun and shot the victim several times. The victim was taken to the hospital where he died. Police say the shooter and the victim's girlfriend ran away from the scene. No arrests have been made so far.
Allstate Insurance is suing 2 dog owners involved in a deadly dog attack earlier this year. The suit was filed last month, and it asked the judge to release the company from any obligations to pay the victim's family in the case. Christian and Abilene Moreno are being sued by the widow of 81-year-old Ramon Najera, who was attacked and killed by the Moreno's dogs back on February 24th. The lawsuit is seeking $1 million in negligent claims, and the Morenos have asked Allstate to provide a defense. Now, Allstate claims they are not obligated to provide coverage under the Morenos' current policy, which was issued in Christian's father's name. Both of the Morenos also face criminal charges in that deadly incident.
And topping your morning headlines, encouraging news about the economy and ongoing efforts to help American shoppers.
This week, a Labor Department report shows another slight dip in inflation.
That's right, and ABC's Justin Finch takes a look at what this means for you and your money.
After the Federal Reserve wrapped his June meeting with a decision to freeze its benchmark interest rate, Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaling more hikes are likely.
Looking ahead, nearly all committee participants view it as likely that some further rate increases will be appropriate this year to bring inflation down to 2% over time.
The June pause follows 10 straight interest rate hikes since March 2022, raising borrowing rates and nearly doubling mortgage rates. Average credit card interest rates jumping to a new record. The Fed's decision comes as we're getting a closer look at the latest consumer price index, an inflation gauge measuring the change in prices Americans pay for goods and services. The CPI for May shows a 4% increase compared to a year ago, a big improvement over the 9% peak rate last June. Moody's Analytics finds American households are still paying more than $260 each month on average for the same daily essentials compared to this time last year. Despite that, consumers are still spending and new job creation remains solid.
The labor market, I think, has surprised many, if not all, analysts over the last couple of years with its extraordinary resilience.
Financial analysts expect the Fed will closely consider U.S. labor market and inflation trends at its next rate hike meeting.
If we don't see continued improvement on the inflation front and some of the easing in the labor market, if we don't see both of those things, the Fed is likely to be back in the game of raising interest rates.
The White House calls that May consumer price index good news for hardworking families, but says there's still more work to do to improve the economy. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
In other headlines, severe weather across the Deep South left over 100,000 people in the dark without power. According to Power Outage US, over 200,000 households were in the dark for part of Wednesday in Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, and Texas. The Storm Prediction Center says there are at least 8 tornado reports and nearly 90 reports of hail. Severe weather is expected to continue for parts of the region today.
A jury awarded a former Starbucks employee who claimed she was fired because she is white more than $25 million. Shannon Phillips had worked for the company for 13 years when two men in a Philadelphia Starbucks were escorted out by police in 2018. It turned out they were waiting for a business associate, and the case drew national headlines. Phillips was not involved in the incident, but she did oppose placing a white employee on leave for alleged discriminatory conduct not related to the arrests. She says she thinks that's why Starbucks fired her. A jury of 6 agreed her termination was discriminatory and awarded her over $25 million.
Back here at home, suspended State Attorney General Ken Paxton's fraud trial will remain in Houston. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals ruled it will take place in Harris County instead of Collin County, where Paxton lives. Paxton is accused of getting people to invest in stock without disclosing the company was paying him. No date for the trial has been set. Paxton was indicted by a Collin County grand jury back in 2015.
This morning, a big relief for the Texas families who's lost loved ones to fentanyl. Many of those families surrounded Governor Greg Abbott in Austin as he signed 4 bills into law aimed at fighting fentanyl. The measures raise awareness about fentanyl and change how we teach kids about the drug and prosecute the people who sell it. Here's the breakdown. House Bill 6 charges drug dealers with murder if they sell fentanyl to someone who died from an overdose. House Bill 3144 officially makes October Fentanyl Poisoning Awareness Month that's aimed at raising awareness about the drug. Then there's House Bill 3908, which requires public schools to teach 6 through 12 about the dangers of fentanyl. And finally, Senate Bill 867, which allows colleges and universities to distribute Narcan. That's the medication that stops someone from overdosing on fentanyl. Now, for years, families have been pushing for these laws. They claim they'll save lives.
And a reminder, the opioid crisis is something that the KSAT team has been following for months. So you can scan that QR code on your screen and it will take you to the Fighting Fentanyl section of KSAT.com. And there we have a collection of stories that show the dangers of fentanyl and what's being done to stop the opioid epidemic.
Time is 6:10, temperature 80 degrees.
And there are a lot of events for Juneteenth coming up, celebrating that day when word finally reached the enslaved people of Texas that they were free.
But to learn beyond Juneteenth should take you here to 218 Pressa.
We are checking out the San Antonio African American Museum and Community Archive right after the break.
And taking a live look outside with live cam. 80 degrees, folks. That's all we can say, and it's only to get hotter, and that humidity is no joke. We'll be checking in with Mike after the break. San Antonio will be celebrating Juneteenth over the next several days before and after Monday, June 19th, a national holiday.
Texas was the last holdout after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, giving enslaved people their freedom.
Jesse Degollado shows us where Juneteenth is remembered year-round.
At the heart of the San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum, the lesson and legacy of Juneteenth.
Freedom is not really freedom unless everybody's free.
SACAM's Chief Administrative Officer Jeff May says Juneteenth is certainly a day to be celebrated.
But to learn beyond Juneteenth should take you here to 218 Pressa.
SACAM traces what led up to the day the enslaved people of Texas finally learned they'd been set free 2 years earlier by the Emancipation Proclamation. There's a timeline, artifacts, and much more.
There is a place here that they can come and learn and explore and dive deep into the histories of African Americans in this region,
including those who would make their impact on San Antonio and Bexar County.
African Americans are Black 365, and there's so much to us. There's so much to our history.
Visitors, he says, can learn about a past they knew little about.
And also they rediscover themselves when they come and take a look.
SACAM is located here in historic La Villita, convenient to visitors and locals alike.
We're open every single day, and they can come and they can visit, and we're free.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Time now is 6:16, and I was looking at the TransGuide cameras, and they look good so far.
Well, the TransGuide cameras look good, but I can tell you things aren't looking good in certain spots around town. Yeah, that's not a very good sign, right? Let's get a look here around town, show you what most drivers can expect to see out there. Not a lot. 64 Medio Creek, very light traffic, and there at Military, really not spotting a whole lot of people out there, but give it some time. We know a lot of you are still just waking up and probably just getting the coffee pot going, so be on the lookout because we do have a first crash of the morning here at 35 southbound at Zarzamora. This is not causing an issue for drivers. It does appear it may be on the frontage road, but I'll get on the phone with our friends at TransGuide in just a moment to see if we can get a shot of the conditions out there. Be on the lookout for those first responders, and let's hope everyone's doing okay. Do have to take a drive. As I mentioned earlier, stalls have been the big problem of the morning. We have this one reported at 1604 southbound at Marbach Road, but where I'm seeing the slowdown is not going to be in the southbound lanes. It's actually the northbound lanes. You see a little bit of that yellow on the screen. Make sure to prepare for some taillights out there. Taking a drive over here, we got to go to 35 southbound at Retama Parkway. We do have another stall reported. So yeah, you can see that has been the big problem of the morning. But as we give you an overall look at our map, we're not spotting a whole lot of red that's been building up, but I'm starting to see a little bit more of that congestion, especially on the west side of our map around US 90 at 410. We will continue to watch roads closely, and I will keep an eye on that area where that crash has been reported. We have a lot of cameras through our highways and byways, so we're able to kind of get glimpses of what's out there. And again, that crash at 35 at Zarzamora does appear to be on the access road. We'll get that confirmed a little bit later on.
Thank you, Stephen. Now we're going to be shifting over to our conversation on the weather. It's getting humid.
Do we have to talk?
Do we have to?
I know it's my job.
Let's talk about what we can do to enjoy this heat. Maybe pools, ice cream, things to stay cool.
Nice, cool movie.
Can't all be miserable.
Okay.
Can it?
all of the above.
Okay.
Yeah. And think about, as we always talk about, being outside. Take lots and lots of water breaks. Experts always say, don't wait until you are thirsty to drink water. Just kind of, hydrate all the time and watch out for the pets out there. All right, here is our look at Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day outlook. And again, it is not encouraging. It's a whole different outlook than, what we had even, a few weeks back, a couple of months ago. We have better than 50-50 odds of being below normal as far as precipitation is concerned, going in toward the latter portion of the month and even then right toward the end of June. Now, this is almost looks like it's maybe getting a little bit better or a little more encouraging as perhaps some precipitation. But again, this is slightly better than 50-50 odds of being below normal as far as precipitation, and then very good odds of being above normal as far as temperatures are concerned all the way through the end of the month. In other words, the heat wave we're in right now is not going to be changing. I showed this guy. Well, why not show him again? So yeah, he's just really too darn hot out there. And wow, this is what it looks like from Brook City Base looking up to the north. That's the skyline, or somewhere in there is the skyline, and it's just, there's the lights of the Alamo Dome right now. This is all the humidity out there. It's just so thick, and that haze over the area. Heat index readings right now have been holding steady for the past couple of hours. With this cloud cover, with all this humidity, you don't get much fluctuation in temperatures. And then later on today, we're going to have heat index readings well up there, 105, 110, even higher than that, especially down to the southeast, where there are excessive heat warnings that are posted down here on Live Oak as well as B counties. This also, heat advisory has been extended through tomorrow night. Now, we've got some clouds right now. I think we still keep a lot of this humidity, these clouds, which will keep us just below 100. Now, yesterday we only got up to 93. I say only, that's the normal high temperature this time of year, but we'll still be hotter than that, obviously. And then as we dry out, we get even hotter than that. Quick check over there down to the southeast. Got any travel plans? Make sure you check ahead because we got some pretty nasty storms potentially down there in the deep south. So as far as we are concerned, today, going to make it up to 98. Of course, it feels much hotter than that. 100 tomorrow. And again, as the ground dries out, we don't have as much moisture. It's easier, doesn't take as much energy to heat up dry air. So that means we are going to be seeing temperatures get up into the hundreds. It's still going to feel very hot in the low hundreds. Some humidity out there as well. So no matter how you slice it. And then it looks like temperatures are going to be peaking Sunday into the first part of next week.
All right. Well, we're officially in summer mode in our minds, and I guess on Wednesday.
The official start of summer is on Wednesday morning. Hey, back to the story, SACAM, Juneteenth.
Yeah.
They've got a big event out there at the Tobin on Monday. Right. San Antonio Gospel Choir was on SA Live last week, and they're going to be performing there. Holy smokes. I mean, it's still, they were so good.
I can imagine.
They were so good.
Well,
Tobin Center on Monday.
Yeah, and I think they still have tickets available too.
Very
and
good.
food too.
I have to look into that.
Nice.
All right, folks, time is 6:21, 80 degrees.
We'll be right back.
There it is. That feeling you get when you can do more with less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Can you picture it? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
And welcome back at 6:25. In your morning consumer headlines, more content creators will soon be getting a financial boost. Meta is expanding its bonus program that pays creators for Facebook posts. Now, the program is still invitation only, but the plan is to enroll more successful creators who post on a daily basis.
Google has a new feature on its Google Lens app, which allows users to search for skin conditions. Uploading a picture through Google Lens starts a search for visual matches. It could be useful for people trying to decide whether to seek medical attention or another treatment.
And Atari is releasing its first new game cartridge title since 1990. Mr. Run and Jump will work with the 2600 console as well as newer platforms like the PS5 and Switch. It will be available at the end of July. Looks neat.
Definitely looks neat. Folks, time is 6:25, temperature 80 degrees.
And still ahead at 6:30, San Antonio drivers are ready for the end of construction along St. Mary's. Why businesses there say it is a little too late to undo that damage caused by delays.
And it's been almost 1 year since that horrific tragedy on Quintana Road when dozens of migrants were found dead in a tractor trailer. How they're being remembered in a new book.
Governor Greg Abbott has signed a new House bill into law, and it requires more guns on campuses across public schools across the state. Good morning, I'm Melissa Cole, and coming up, we'll break down how this new law will impact school districts in your area.
And taking a live look outside with Live Cam, the summer heat continues. Que calor, and Mike says it's going to stick around.
Yes, that's for sure. Good morning. It is 6:30. It is June 15th. And don't be surprised when you open that door after, staying the night like in an AC, all night long. Because once you open it, I literally said, ooh, yuck.
That's right. It was a total smack in the face. So make sure, as you suggested this morning, to have some iced coffee this morning.
Yeah, I think that'll
work
help.
best.
Or iced water, whatever will keep you cool at this point.
Or a suit with ice water circulating around. Like the astronauts wear anything.
Right?
Yeah, you need some. And the humidity is just sky high. And I keep showing this picture because the story is what you can't see. This is should be the skyline along there from our camera down there at Brook City Base. But obviously all this humidity, it's not fog. It's just that haze that's out there this morning. 81 is the current temperature. We are 8 degrees above normal right now. And that number is just sky high. Dew point. Measure moisture in the atmosphere, to put it simply. And some of the highest numbers we've seen around here as far as dew point temperatures. Air temperature right now, everybody is well above normal, upper 70s, low 80s. Then you factor in these numbers. And even, again, this is like tropical rainforest kind of humidity. 81 there's Dew Point, Castroville, 79 over at Randolph, New Braunfels. Mix it all together. You have heat index readings up in the upper 80s and even feels still like 92 degrees there at Castroville. Heat advisory in effect through tomorrow night. This was extended. No big surprise there. My guess is going to be we're going to have some heat advisories posted even all the way through the weekend, and then excessive heat warnings down here to the southeast where heat index reading is going to be well above 115 later on this afternoon. I do think we are going to keep some of these low clouds around here, the mid clouds like we've had the past couple of days, a little bit of sunshine here and there, but enough to keep us from hitting 100 today. Now, yesterday we stayed at 93, a normal high, but of course it didn't feel anything like that because of that humidity. Cloudy, hot, humid this morning. Partly cloudy, get upper 90s. Humidity feel like well up into the hundreds, and then it is going to get hotter this weekend. We start to see temperatures kind of peak, getting up there in the low hundreds, and it is going to be sticking around into next week. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, anything big out there?
Not right now, Mike. Actually, things have been pretty good. Pretty much for the most part of the morning. I did talk to our friends at TransGuide earlier, and there was a crash actually reported at 35 southbound at Zarzamora, and it looked like that was on the intersection, but it also appears that crash has cleared up. So that's good news, but hopefully everyone was doing okay out there. 1604 at Meadow Creek, things are moving fine in that direction. Both the east and westbound lanes don't look too crowded, and if you have to travel through 1604 at Military, shouldn't be too bad of a commute for you. I would say if you have to hit the roads in the next few minutes for whatever the reason, that would probably be the time to do it. 281 at Spruce Road is already getting a little bit busier, but be on the lookout. As I mentioned earlier in the morning, the big problem of the morning has been those stalled vehicles. 1604 southbound at Marbach Road is where we still have one that's been reported. Earlier, there was actually a slowdown that our map was picking up on the northbound lanes, but looks like that has cleared out, so that's better news to report. But I still have to take that drive a little bit past over 1604, 35 southbound at Retama Parkway. Right there, not too far from Live Oak, you see that we have another stalled vehicle reported. This is not causing any issues as well, but again, check those vehicles before you get out on the roadway and make sure to move over or slow down anytime you see those flashing lights. Looks like another crash may have popped up over on the southwest side just off of I-35. You see that icon that is appeared on our map. I'll get a closer look, find out how that's impacting traffic. Looks like we have a good wire there, a big wire obstructing our view at 35 at Fisher Road. But other than that, things are moving along for a good start to a Thursday morning, but we'll be watching the roads closely, and I'll have other updates coming up a little later on in the newscast. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. A meetup with friends has ended with murder for one man.
San Antonio police say he was shot and killed by someone who interrupted the peaceful gathering. Katrina Weber is live downtown with that story.
Now, Katrina, you mentioned earlier police are looking for two people.
Well, that's right. They told us they're looking for the shooter and the girlfriend of the man who was shot and killed. Now, police say they both ran off as friends of the victim rushed him to an emergency clinic not far from the Quarry Market around 10 last night. That's on a street called Treeline Park. Officers met up with the group of friends there, and paramedics took the victim to a hospital. Police say witnesses told them that they were all hanging out in an apartment complex somewhere on San Pedro Avenue when the shooter walked up and began talking about the victim's girlfriend. Now, they say that man then left and came back with a gun. Police say he shot the victim several times before he and the victim's girlfriend took off. The man who was shot died at the hospital. So far, police have not released any information about him. Reporting live downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Less than a week after his two capital murder charges were dismissed, a Bexar County teen is back behind bars for the same crime. Christian Bermudez was rearrested 6 days after his murder charges in the January shooting deaths of Gabriel Sanchez and Sana McNeil were dropped. The case was dismissed last week after the DA's office told KSAT that there was insufficient evidence and the case needed further investigation. However, new evidence presented to the Bexar County DA shows Bermudez admitted to being the person seen with the victims on security video from the night of the shooting. And it has been nearly a year since 53 migrants died in the back of a tractor trailer on San Antonio's southwest side. A makeshift memorial was made on Quintana Road with 53 crosses. However, there are plans to do even more. City Councilwoman Adriana Rocha Garcia says the city is discussing permanent circular markers with each individual name and country of origin. Now, Sandra Grace Martinez has connected with the migrants' families and has written a book with their stories so their lives are not forgotten.
We also have this greater understanding, hopefully through this book, that these were human beings that lost their lives.
Now, Martinez is still looking for a publisher for her book. She says the proceeds will go towards a memorial and for legal funds to help migrants and their families. On June 25th, there will be a rosary to honor the 53 lives lost. It will be held along Quintana Road where the migrants were found in that 18-wheeler. And the face of security at your child's school will look a lot different this fall.
This week in Austin, Governor Greg Abbott signed House Bill 3 into law, mandating all public schools to have at least one armed security officer at each campus.
This comes over a year after the mass shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. Alyssa Cole joins us live downtown in San Antonio.
Good morning, you all. Well, we know that lawmakers in Austin claim this law will strengthen the state's school safety center, and we know that's located just outside of New Braunfels. That center is responsible for disseminating information to all school safety information, and we know this new law will require annual audits for school protocol and require more staff members to get mental health training. Now, here's what we know, and this is the big talk. This is a new law, and it would allow or allot $330 million to build security hub centers at public and public charter school campuses across the state, and it requires school districts to employ either an armed security guard or a trained armed employee. Now, we did get a chance to speak with a local nonpartisan civil rights group, and they tell us research shows it could cost up to $100,000 just to employ an armed officer year-round at campuses. And people concerns lie whether or not, this money will be available for these school districts to remain in compliance. We know proponents of the new law has increased overall school safety funding by raising the allotment to $10 per student. And lawmakers also added some school safety grants will be allotted as well, $15,000 for school district leaders to apply. Now, some local education advocates are asking, will schools have to dip into their own general revenue to keep the burden from falling, of course, onto the school district and to local taxpayers? That's something that we're waiting to see as time goes on. But for now, reporting downtown San Antonio, Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. Construction crews are working overnight to finish paving the St. Mary's Strip this week. After more than 2 years of construction, the city says the project is in its final stages. Wider sidewalks and more parking spaces are all part of the 2017 bond project. Now it's finally being finished in 2023. Businesses on the Strip tell KSAT the damage caused by construction delays has been already done.
Normally you wouldn't want traffic coming through your neighborhood, but we want it. So that's why it's had such a big effect on us here.
Moving forward, the city says it's hoping to change communication issues with construction projects. It's currently building a construction portal so residents can stay up to date with developments, but a timeline for that is still unknown.
Time now, 6:39 and 80 degrees for now.
Now here's a look at what's up next, coming up on GMSA.
In an instant more than half a year ago, a local man's life changed forever here at the hands of a gunman.
This monster that did this to my son is still around.
I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about the desperate plea to find the person responsible.
And welcome back at 6:43. A local woman has spent the better part of a year searching for answers. She wants to know who shot her son one early morning last October and why. But most importantly, as Katrina Weber tells us, she wants police to catch the shooter.
The search for a shooter began within the hour when someone took aim at Tevin Wilson last October 7th and pulled the trigger. It happened steps from the front door of his apartment near Loop 410 and Evers Road as he arrived home around 2 in the morning. More than half a year later, the search for answers continues.
I need closure. I need closure. I need to be able to rest. And I can't.
Wendy Wilson has had many sleepless nights, keeping vigil as her son struggled to survive after being shot in his head, arm, and leg, wounds that still have him in need of constant care.
Left him in a state to where he can't do anything on his own.
What she can't do is think of a reason why someone would target Tevin, who she describes as hardworking, loving, and fun.
Nothing at all. It doesn't make sense.
Wilson believes there has to be some video that captured exactly what happened to her son. But according to police, they've exhausted those leads, looked at every piece of video and found nothing. She is worried detectives have given up on finding the shooter.
You know, it's understandable, her frustration. No parent should ever have to go through this, having their son or their daughter be a victim of a violent crime.
Lieutenant Michelle Ramos says although clues have been hard to come by, the case and the investigation are still open.
We're hoping and pleading with anybody that may have information to please contact our homicide unit.
Police are counting on the public to come through. Wilson is relying on her faith.
My God don't sleep. He don't sleep. He sits high and he looks low. It will be revealed.
Hoping for help from a higher power in putting this case and her mind to rest. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Now we're going to take a look over to San Antonio's roadways with Stephen Cavazos. Stephen, it's 6:45. There's probably more people on the road. How's it looking?
Oh, actually, I've not seen a lot of folks out there. Let's get a look around town. The roads have been pretty quiet for the most part. 1604 Meadow Creek, not really spotting a whole lot of traffic. Maybe a few more folks, sure. But, I mean, given this time at 6:45, yeah, we tend to see a lot more traffic, but not spotting any slowdowns that are going to really just give people a headache for their morning commute. Check out 281 at Sprucewood. I would say if you have to head out the door in the next few minutes, you're going to enjoy some quiet roadways. But be on the lookout. We do have a stalled vehicle reported at 1604 southbound at Marbach Road. That's not really been causing any issues, but it's still being reported by TxDOT. So we have our eye on that area. Giving you a wide look now of our map. You're not spotting any slowdowns, as I mentioned. Just a lot of that active construction, which could lead to some slowdowns. US 90 Medina County barrier installation will take place around 9 in the morning. We still have to get through this another day. Friday, June 16th is when it should all wrap up. But crews should be out there up until 3 in the afternoon. We'll see a single eastbound main lane closure from FM 471 to Metchler Lane. So as I mentioned earlier, those eastbound lanes of US 90 tend to get pretty crowded around this time, but I'm not spotting any big slowdowns along 90. 35 at Fisher, we've had that wire there for a little while, but it's not causing any slowdowns either.
Yeah. No, it's not. Just kind of funny in the camera there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Last week, there was a big spider that took over the TransGuide camera.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, they tend to do that sometimes.
Yeah, we see interesting things on the cameras.
We've been talking about ways to keep cool. You mentioned iced coffee, various other things. The folks that work in the ice factories, yeah, they're enviable right now. But there's a good one. This is what we all need to do. Splashing in the pool. Oh, that looks great. So refreshing. Kind of cools you down just looking at that picture. I'll tell you one thing, though. When you step outside this morning, you are definitely going to be feeling the humidity. Some of the highest humidity I can ever remember seeing around here. This is what it looks like from Brook City base. Somewhere in there is the skyline. The Alamo Dome is right about in there, I think, but just all this humidity is just so thick out there, and it's that haze. 91 is what it feels like in Castroville right now, 86 at the airport, 87 New Braunfels, as well as Port SA, and it's these dew point temperatures that remain so very high, mid and upper 70s, even low 80s right now, and it's actually even more humid this morning than what it was at this time yesterday. Dew points are up about 3-4 degrees, some areas down just a little bit over there in parts of the hill country, and the problem is the dew points don't drop that much in the afternoon, so the humidity does stick around, and that's what has been helping with that layer of clouds and helping to keep temperatures. We only got up to 93 yesterday, so that was kind of some good news, but we are going to be a little bit warmer than that. I think we keep enough humidity around today to keep us just below 100 officially out there at the airport, but of course it's going to feel much hotter than that. We will begin to, and models do have us slightly lower humidity levels in the afternoons over the next couple of days. And so that then in turn is going to allow temperatures to heat up because it doesn't take as much energy to heat up drier air than it does moist air. As the ground continues to dry out, that's not going to be contributing to the humidity factor. We're one of the hottest spots in the whole country, El Paso. And then, of course, we've got some of those readings that are in the low 80s in and around the area, and 82 in Miami. So, yeah, it is just brutally hot. Kind of makes you wish in Cut Bank, Montana right now. That high is it's been kind of moving on in here, set up camp just basically right on top of us, and it's going to continue to just stick around, sit on top of us, and even as we go into the weekend, sort of press down even harder on the atmosphere, keep that dome on top of us so we really don't see anything as far as any rain being produced around here. And also as it pushes down in the atmosphere, that then helps to really heat things up as it compresses. And like I said, as the ground continues to dry out, that won't add as much moisture to the atmosphere, so things will heat up a bit more. So we're looking at hundreds going in through the weekend, 103 Sunday through middle part of next week, and really no relief in sight all the way through, of course, next week.
All right, triple digits. We will be prepared, Mike.
Yep. And to take on your eternal optimism, it's not as bad as last year.
Well, there you go. See? We have a better year this year.
Way to make us feel better.
Thank you, Mike.
Try. Time is 6:50, temperature 80 degrees.
And here's a look at what's coming up tomorrow on GMSA.
Wildflowers, sunflowers, they are popping up all over South Texas. I'm Sarah Costa. Coming up tomorrow on GMSA, we talk about why we're seeing them, why they're important, and how to manage them.
And taking a look outside with live cam, yes, it is hazy, it is humid, and it's already 80 degrees. It's going to be hot, folks.
Coming up here on GMA, we're in Eufaula, Alabama. Right behind me, one of the buildings damaged across the south. So many states, 10 reported tornadoes, more than 200,000 customers without power. We're talking damaging winds in excess of 82 miles per hour. A lot to clean up, but we're not done. Flash flood watches all over the deep south, and then a new pocket of severe storms to talk about, and incredible hail, large hail possible again today. So we'll get into all that forecast and the extreme heat for deep Texas through the weekend. That and so much more right here on GMA.
And today on GMSA at 9, we're featuring a couple of fun summer camps in our area.
Tiffany Huertas is going to tell us about a camp that brings together young girls who are interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. And she tells us about some of the fun and educational activities that the girls do.
Plus, we're also getting a look at a hidden gem on the west side that focuses on music and arts. So tune in for that and much more today at GMSA at 9.
And time now is 6:55. Let's get another look at the roads with Stephen Cavazos.
I would say drivers have a pretty easy morning, at least for right now. 604 at Valley Meadow. You could see not a lot of folks out there. We did have some problems that were reported earlier. Those have cleared out. Really, the only big problem that we've spotted, the trending issue, I should say, are stalled vehicles. 64 southbound at Marbach Road. We do have that stall that's still been out there for a little while. But wide look at the map now shows another issue, which are going to be those slowdowns. Take a quick look here, folks. If you're making your way up on 37, 31 miles in those northbound lanes, and about 30 miles if you're over at 1604 on the northwest side, at about 30 miles at 410-35 interchange. Mike.
Thank you very much. And this is what it looks like when you step outside. We can't even see the skyline from Brook City Base. Temperatures are way up there. Heat index reading still feels like 91 in Castroville. We have the heat advisory. It's been extended through tomorrow evening. I think it's going to be extended in some way, shape, or form even through the weekend and then some. And those excessive heat warnings down to the southeast there around Live Oak B counties. And boy, it's going to be a steamy one today. 98 degrees. So officially won't hit 100. Obviously, it's going to feel like that. And the heat sticks around in through most all of next week.
All right, we'll be prepared and we'll just find creative ways to stay cool, Mike.
Yep,
that's right.
Thanks for joining us.